We're at 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. It's hard to believe we're almost up to November. I'm looking forward to the Thanksgiving week. We're going to go to New York, and we're going to meet for the first time one of the publicists that we work with who gets us some great guests.
Yeah.
And we're going to meet one of our authors that we've spoken to many times. Mm-hmm. It is kind of cool to make friends with people only by way of phone. Our publicist said her husband said to her when he found out that she and her husband were going to meet you and I for lunch or whatever we're having.
Lunch.
He said to her, "How is it possible you guys can be friends when you're just over the phone?" Because it happens.
It's a lot of years.
Some of our guests have been with us more than once. Lieutenant Colonel James R. Hannibal is one of them. He's on the phone right now. He's got a new book. It's called The Fourth Ruby. If you're looking at the podcast that we're doing right now, the live streaming podcast, or perhaps the recorded podcast, same thing. Got the cover of the book on there. Lieutenant Colonel James Hannibal served in the U.S. Air Force as a stealth bomber pilot. Holy mackerel. The one that nobody could see, right?
Yes.
He was a Predator mission commander. Oh, he's got some secrets, I bet you. He lives with synesthesia, is that right?
Yes.
An intersection of the senses that was once considered a mental illness and often causes hyper-observance. Oh my gosh, if you could find that interview, that was a fascinating conversation. He serves in the United States Air Force Reserves. He's an award-winning author of adult military thriller novels. This is The Fourth Ruby, an adventure novel for young readers or guys like me who like young readers' writings or works. Good morning, Lieutenant Colonel James R. Hannibal. Thank you, sir, for being with us again today.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited to be back on the show.
Where are you again? Where do you live?
I'm currently in Houston.
Ah, okay. How are you? I mean, did the storm get to you?
We were very blessed. My father was a chaplain and a pastor. He said, "Build your house on the rock," and we took that a little bit literally, and we built on high ground. Unfortunately, a lot of our friends have suffered a lot. The storm came right through our neighborhood, wiped out 80% of the businesses, 20% of the homes. Our high school is gone. Our community college, Lone Star College, took a 9-foot wall of sewage through 6 buildings.
Oh, my gosh.
So we are, we're recovering. It's going to be a long recovery.
Yeah.
Our high school students are busing 45 minutes away to share a facility with a school half their size. So anyway, it's going to be a long recovery down here in Houston. We have 35 libraries lost their children's collections, and so we're taking donations for those and everything.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot. Oh, my gosh. Well, the whole country is behind you, and they have been. We haven't forgotten. And we had one, but yours was way worse than ours. Unless you live in the Keys, then obviously you had a hard time also. And I know we have a few in our own area as well that were devastated by the storms that we had.
Absolutely, yeah.
So tell me about the new book. Is this? Let me see. The Amazon says. Let me find the Amazon thing here. You're getting good reviews, by the way, with your books. Oh gosh, I may have to back up here. It says it's the Section 13 book too. Is that right?
Yeah, so the Section 13 series started last year with the Lost Property Office, and this is I think Booklist called it Harry Potter meets Sherlock Holmes meets Doctor Who.
Yes.
So this is a story in which it's present day, but the kids are dealing with these secret societies in London, the Ministry of Trackers, which is a secret society of detectives, and the Ministry of Secrets, which are the spies, the Ministry of Dragons, they're sort of like the knights, and the Ministry of Guilds, which are the money guys, and they all sort of have a Victorian feel to them. And our kids, Jack and Gwen, are solving a real historical mystery in order to stop a present-day villain or calamity. Last time in the Lost Property Office, they had to solve the real mystery of the Great Fire of London. And this time, we're tracking 3 historical rubies from 3 crown jewel collections across the globe, back through 800 years of blood and betrayal and half a dozen empires to see how they connect. And honestly, this is fiction, but in the real history there, I'm not sure anybody has ever drawn these 3 rubies back to their common origin, which is a real ancient evil that wiped out 10% of the world's population back then. And so our kids have to stop a thief from reuniting these jewels and bringing that evil back.
Wow, that's not folklore. That's real.
That is it was a combination of legend and history, but the rubies are real. We're looking at a ruby in the Russian crown jewel collection, the Black Prince's ruby, which was named after Edward the Black Prince in the British collection. They named him that because he always wore black into battle.
Right.
And then the Timor ruby, which was part of the Indian collection, crown jewel collection until the British stole it during the Victorian era.
And you have kind of like an unrest between Jack and Gwen also in the book, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, a year later, relationships have their ups and downs, and our two friends who have a little bit of romantic inklings are on the rocks because he's not giving her the attention that she feels like she deserves. But part of that is Jack's dad is in a coma, and one of the things we deal with in this book is we have a child whose father is in a long-term coma, and how does he continue to live while his father's life is on hold and in the balance?
Exactly, and that's really true to life too.
I'm a little bit fascinated by the whole Ruby thing. If we were to believe that everything is a vibration, and just bear with me here, I hope I don't sound too nutty, but I know that sometimes you perceive, this is from the last conversation, you perceive things differently, like with taste or with light or with color.
Yeah, that's correct. I have synesthesia, and so I poured that into Jack as reinventing sort of the Sherlock Holmes hyper-observant detective.
Yeah.
So Jack has this thing where the world is pushing in on him, sort of the way it pushed on me as a child. And then Gwen is his deductions. So Jack makes the observations, Gwen makes the deductions, and so they're a Holmes-Watson team, but we really split the two sides of Sherlock Holmes. And one of the things that I gave Jack was as an extension of the synesthesia, where your senses intersect. For me, light and movement have sound. Sound has color and texture. Smells have color and texture. I feel smells very sharply. And Jack has these things, and he uses them to find the bad guys. But he also, when he touches stone or steel, any mineral, he feels the vibrations in its molecules, and that translates into the memories of light and sound recorded in those things.
Oh my gosh! And you see, okay, that I don't think that's necessary. I think that's something we are lacking. The rest of us, I think what you have is this, like you say, hypersensitivity. Oh gosh, can I tell you a story real quick? I hope this isn't distracting to anybody. Do we have a lot? Oh, we have a very short interview,
yes.
Don't we? Okay. Well, I'll be very quick. I knew a guy one time who said he was psychic. Okay. I didn't necessarily believe him or anything like that, but he said he could actually pick up vibrations from jewelry. And so I worked with these people. I was the dishwasher at the Holiday Inn. Long story short, I got everybody's jewelry, put them all in different envelopes, and brought them back to the psychic guy, and he told me a little bit about each one of the people. Now, everything sounded normal, like, oh, this one's got a dog, this one's going to have an accident. I was like, oh my gosh, crazy stuff. One of them, he said, I don't know what's with this one, but I see lots of naked people. And I know it sounds silly, but I have to tell you this because it proved to me that he could do what he said he could do. When I told the guy who belonged to the jewelry what he said, well, you don't know this about me, but I have another job at an adult bookstore. And I said,
wow.
Holy cow. And this psychic guy didn't even know who the guy was, let alone anything about him. So I think what you're saying is right. I think sometimes physical things contain memories or something, right?
Oh, absolutely. Well, we can shoot a laser at a plant leaf and hear conversations in the room, and so it's absolutely possible that things are being recorded in like a matrix, like a natural computer matrix, and so that's sort of what we explore in this book, and we go very deep into how interactive are these memories, how dangerous are they, and if these jewels, these three cursed rubies, real cursed rubies, the Timor ruby, the Russian ruby, and the Black Prince's ruby, leave a 800-year history of blood and betrayal, real history, most likely over greed and empire. But all that hate, all that anger, all that murder, is that being trapped in these jewels? And what happens when you put that all together and unleash it? And that's what the kids have to stop.
Maybe we should pay more attention to the holistic guests we have that say there's like special powers in crystals. You've heard people say that.
Yeah.
I never.
Well, I actually ran into a geologist and mathematician from the University of Ohio when I was touring for the last book, and he got very, very excited about this side of the series because of the possibilities and the science behind it. And of course, we stretch that science beyond into fiction, but there's a lot of fun science that it's based on.
Wow, you are fun to talk to. On the book, you don't give your title, but you are. You have a bunch of titles. Let me make sure I read them correctly. The book is called The Fourth Ruby. You look for James R. Hannibal. I found the book on Amazon. He is Lieutenant Colonel James R. Hannibal. And one day we'll talk to you about flying a stealth bomber. That's crazy. So I have a copy of the book. This is actually a what do you call it?
Uncorrected proof.
Uncorrected proof. So it's kind of like a what do you call it?
Collector's item.
A collector's item. Call me if you want that. The rest of us have to go buy it. Do we go to a specific website or just Amazon or Barnes & Noble?
Well, I'll tell you what, go to thelostpropertyoffice.com and start there, because we for a few more days, if you pre-order the book and send us an email with the receipt, and all the information's on thelostpropertyoffice.com.
Which is your first book.
Yeah, it's the first book, and it's the name of the website for the series.
Okay.
And if you pre-order the book before it comes out on October 31st, we will send you. They have these. It's all these secret societies. So we have secret agent cards for the secret societies that are metal and really nice collector's items. We have challenge coins, which is a secret society tradition that I drew from my military experience. And so each of the secret societies has their own challenge coin, and we're releasing one per book. So there's 2 out now. You can get both for free. We will send them to you if you pre-order the book and send us the receipt. So don't miss that opportunity.
My gosh, I just went through the website. It looks beautiful. The lostpropertyoffice.com. I'm commenting on the book covers. They're nice looking cover. You're not supposed to do that, but they're a good job. It's a good job by somebody. The Fourth Ruby and the Lost Property Office. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show with us. James Hannibal, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it.
We'll take a little break, and we will be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. Pay your taxes, eat your vegetables, watch your weight, mow the lawn, clean the house. We all have stuff we don't want to do. Isn't it about time you did something you wanted to do? Like getting your pilot's license? At Ocala Aviation, they make it fun and easy, and you can start by taking one of their Discovery flights. For only $99, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation. Call today. 861-7484.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house